Something is happening to you right now that most people will never understand, and the ones around you certainly cannot explain it. Your circle has grown smaller. The calls have slowed. The invitations stopped coming. The noise that used to fill your life has pulled back like a tide retreating from the shore. And in that silence, you have felt something between peace and panic, between clarity and confusion. You have wondered if you did something wrong, if you are being forgotten, if the world is moving forward without you. It is not. You are not being left behind. You are being lifted. In all of spiritual history, across every tradition, every sacred lineage, every ancient order of souls who are called to carry something significant into the world, there is one pattern that appears without exception before every major elevation. Separation. Moses went to the mountain alone. Jesus went into the wilderness. Every prophet, every seer, every carrier of divine assignment was first pulled out of the crowd and placed in a space of profound solitude. This is not coincidence. It is cosmic architecture. The universe does not prepare its most trusted vessels in public. It removes them from the noise deliberately, surgically, and with complete intention. Think about the last few weeks. You have been quieter than usual, not just outwardly, but inwardly. Something in you stopped reaching for distraction. You found yourself less interested in spaces that used to feel exciting. There was a moment, perhaps small, perhaps private, where you chose stillness over chaos, depth over performance, truth over belonging. That choice was a signal. It told the divine intelligence monitoring your frequency that you were ready to enter the preparation chamber. The isolation you are experiencing did not begin with other people pulling away. It began with something inside you becoming too refined for certain rooms. You have been observed more closely than you know, not just by divine intelligence, but by forces that understood before you did that your season of elevation was approaching. The dark architects of distraction worked overtime to keep you connected to noise, to people, to cycles that would delay your preparation. They sent busyness. They sent drama disguised as loyalty. They sent connections that felt deep, but were designed to anchor you to a lower frequency. And when none of it held your attention the way it once did, when you began drifting naturally toward solitude, both darkness and light took notice simultaneously. There were tests embedded in this isolation, moments where loneliness felt like punishment, and you had to choose whether to interpret the silence as rejection or as refinement. There were people you could have chased, doors you could have forced open, performances you could have staged just to feel less invisible. But you did not. You sat in the discomfort. You journaled when you wanted to call. You prayed when you wanted to scroll. You chose the mountain over the marketplace again and again without fully understanding why. Each one of those quiet choices was a trial passed, a layer of spiritual preparation completed, a level of your assignment unlocked. There is a classification in celestial record-keeping for souls who endure intentional isolation without collapsing into bitterness, without abandoning their integrity, without selling their solitude for cheap belonging. You have been entered into that classification. It is not given to those who never struggled. It is given to those who struggled deeply and still chose the higher road in the dark. The beings who study soul development across incarnations have marked your current season as one of the most critical preparation windows they have observed in your entire lineage. You are not disappearing. You are being classified as someone who can be trusted with what comes next. At the deepest point of your isolation, when the silence felt heaviest and the distance felt most permanent, God did not look away. The archangels assigned to your preparation were present in every quiet room you sat in alone. Michael stood at the perimeter of your solitude, keeping every premature distraction from breaking through before you were ready. Gabriel was preparing the announcement of your next season, even while you were still in the wilderness of the current one. Raphael was healing layers of you that could only be accessed in stillness. The silence was not emptiness. It was the most populated and purposeful space you have ever occupied. A decree has been issued over your life from this point forward. The preparation season is not ending in failure. It is ending in commissioning. The universe has assessed what has been built in you through the solitude, the stillness, the nights of uncertainty, and the mornings of quiet faith, and has determined that you are ready. Not perfect, ready. The doors that are about to open were specifically held closed during your preparation, because they require the version of you that only this season could produce. What is coming requires the stillness you have developed. What is coming requires the clarity you have earned. And it is already in motion. You are not someone who is abandoned by their circle. You are an ancient soul who was deliberately separated from lower frequencies so that your true designation could be activated without interference. The loneliness you felt was not rejection from people. It was the cocoon of a transformation that needed complete darkness to complete itself. You carry a designation that existed before your birth, a soul architecture designed for elevation, leadership, and frequency anchoring that cannot be built in the presence of constant noise. A mountain was never a punishment. It was always the place where the most important beings in spiritual history received their most important instructions. Your mission requires what this season built. You are being sent back into the world, not to perform, but to anchor. To walk into rooms that are full of noise and lower their frequency simply by being present. To lead not through titles, but through the undeniable weight of someone who has been refined in solitude. Your assignment is to carry the stillness of the mountain into the valley without losing it. To be the calm that other souls gravitate toward without understanding why. To demonstrate through your life that the seasons that looked like loss were the seasons that produced the most. That is not a small assignment. That is a sacred one. Because the preparation is complete, the material world is beginning to reorganize around your true frequency. Opportunities that were held in a kind of divine escrow during your isolation period are now releasing. Financial alignments that required the refined version of you to receive them properly are now moving toward you. Relationships of genuine soul depth are being drawn into your orbit to replace the ones that were removed during the purification. Your body is responding to the shift. Your mind is clearer. Your creativity is sharper. The universe does not reward endurance with more suffering. It rewards preparation with assignment, and assignment always comes with provision. You will not need to announce that you have changed. People will feel it the moment you re-enter shared spaces. Old friends will notice something different in your eyes, a steadiness that was not there before. Strangers will open up to you faster than feels normal. People in pain will find themselves near you without fully knowing why. The stillness you cultivated in isolation is now a transmission, and everyone within your field receives it whether they are conscious of it or not. The awakening happening in the collective is using the frequency you built on the mountain as one of its primary signals. You have become a lighthouse without trying. You are not the only soul who has just come through a mountain season. Across this world right now, thousands of chosen ones are emerging from their own periods of isolation, refinement, and divine preparation simultaneously. They do not all share the same culture, language, or background, but they carry the same frequency signature. You will begin to find them, not through searching, but through the unmistakable recognition that happens when two prepared souls meet. A network of mountain-refined, purpose-activated, frequency-anchored beings is coming online across the globe right now. Your isolation was not just about your individual preparation. It was about making you ready to find your people and move together. If something in this reached you at a level deeper than words, if it felt less like content and more like confirmation, then you already know this was meant for you today. Comment 777 below to declare that your preparation season is complete and your assignment is activated. Share this with someone who has been quiet lately, who has pulled back from the world without being able to explain why. They need to know their silence is sacred. Subscribe, because the next message in this series goes even deeper into what you are being prepared to carry. And stay until the very end, because the souls who are truly ready never leave before the final word.